Hey, Tiffany. Can you hear me? Hello, Jules. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Great, great, great. Give me 1 second. I will be right back and we'll get this party started. It's been a day. It's been a great day. Great, great, great. So, how was your day? I'm back. Thank you for holding down the fort. Hello, Harriet. Thank you for joining. You all don't know how much I appreciate you all coming and supporting and hanging out and all the things. Make sure my phones are silenced. It was quiet, Jules. Quiet is good. Quiet is definitely good. Well, I want to be mindful of everyone's time, so if you all don't mind, I'm going to give everybody till 8:05, and then we'll just jump right in. Hey, sis. How are you? Yeah, I'm hot. So, I don't know if I've shared this song before. Can't really play it for YouTube because I think they keep cutting it off. But it's by Andrew Day, and it's called Rise Up. So if you can listen to it at some time, I think it'll resonate with you. It's a really good song, and I encourage everyone to listen in on it. So, and I understand that whole thing. Oh, I am not what did they say on Facebook? I did not own the rights to this song. That doesn't work on YouTube, evidently. So, but right, Harriet, it's an amazing song. She's got a beautiful voice, like a songbird. She reminds me of who was the I just had her in my mind. It'll come to me. But it's someone that I'm playing on your phone. Okay, T. No worries. I know you and your technology over there, so you probably got it in surround sound and everything else. Is it Lena Horne, Harriet? No. I'll think of who I think Andrew Day is. Her voice reminds me of. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I appreciate you all coming on. This is She Still Shines Live, Wednesdays. Etta, there you go. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And I'm so glad that you all are showing up. You just don't know how much it just makes me just happy. Hey, Kay. Thank you for joining. You be safe driving home. So we're going to get started. And today's episode is Becoming Her, giving yourself permission to grow. You're not starting over, you're becoming more. Growth doesn't dishonor your past, it fulfills your purpose. Hey, cuz, how are you? It fulfills your purpose. I'll say that again. Becoming her, giving yourself permission to grow. You're not starting over, you're becoming more. Growth doesn't dishonor your past, it fulfills your purpose. So think about that as we get started tonight. So I just want to welcome everyone to episode number 7. If you're new here, welcome. This is a place where women in every season come to rediscover purpose, hope, and the courage to becoming. If you've been with us, welcome back. Last week, we chose ourselves. Today, we take the next step, and I want to know, who is the woman you're becoming? So I invite you all to share who you're becoming. If you're working on something or working towards being that better version of you and don't need the permission from anyone to do it, who is the woman you are becoming? So I'll give everybody a minute to chew on that. And as I always say, this is supposed to be interactive. It's a safe place. We're all here. We're all growing together. And we're just doing this thing together. There's no right or wrong answer. It's about what you feel in your spirit. So while we wait on that and you all think about it and I give you all a chance to chat, type it in the chat. If everyone can hear me okay, if you drop a 1 in the chat, that would be awesome, so that I make sure everyone can hear me pretty good. I know most people said they could, and I want to make sure that I'm loud enough for you all to hear me. So, hey, sissy. So, good deal. So it means the audio is working well. So, Sissy, I don't know if you heard what we're talking about today, but it's becoming her, giving yourself permission to grow. You're not starting over, you're becoming more. Growth doesn't dishonor your past, it fulfills your purpose. And the thing that I asked everybody was, who is the woman you're becoming? And I asked everybody to, if they felt comfortable to comment about it. And Harriet says, being comfortable in my skin and unapologetic for being me. That's right. Amen. I like that. And Jules says, I'm becoming a healthier woman, working on making better choices on healthier foods. And Jules, that's amazing. And self-sufficient. Amen. 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 And Jules, you got your food prepper in the building, literally and figuratively. So I'm sure you all can have a party about healthy foods. If I thought by the time they would get here, they'd still be healthy for me to eat, I would definitely have Tiffany prep me some meals. But it's all good. I've got our seasoning, so that's a good start, right? So, as you all know, most of you know my story. If not, I'm going on a 16-year breast cancer survivor. September will be 16 years. And when I first went through, I'm not going to say I was ashamed, but I still wasn't comfortable to talk about it openly to others. If you kind of knew and you asked me, then I would engage. But I knew that as time went on, people were like, oh, we'll call Roxanne. She's gone through it. And she may be someone that can talk to you and give you an ear to lend when you need someone to talk about it, go through it, or, you're feeling a little bit down. And as the years went on, it took me, y'all, 5 years, before I would put on a swimsuit. I just wasn't going to put one on. I don't care what they had out there for me to to mask it or fix it. I just wasn't putting on a swimsuit. And anyone that knows me knows I love the beach. I'm a good sun worshiper. Have on my sunscreen, but I put on that oil so it just have the nice glow by the time I get in. And Tiffany said, becoming an entrepreneur and not being afraid to promote everything that I do. Amen. Amen. So that's a little bit about myself. And yes, we know that growth isn't always comfortable, but we need to release who we were to become who we need to be now. So anyone else want to share anything that has stretched them to helping you move to becoming that better you, or moving into the direction where you don't feel like you have to get permission to grow and be the best you that you can be? Just drop it in the chat. So this is my favorite part, the teaching, becoming her, 4 truths to remember. 4 truths to remember. I hope you all are writing these nuggets down. Truth number 1, growth makes people uncomfortable, sometimes even you. Truth number 1, growth makes people uncomfortable, sometimes even you. Do you ever feel uncomfortable about growing and moving in another direction and afraid of what people are going to say, or if they're going to look at you funny or judge you, or whatever the case may be? That's a part of growth. Getting to a point where you love yourself unconditionally. That woman in the mirror, man, she is spot on. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, because you are loving you and being the best you that you can be. And Tiff says, about to become someone's parent, being able to teach and be the example for her. Right. And that is definitely something to think about. And because there's no manual for being a parent to another little life or a big life. So, and he said, no, I get excited because failure helps you grow. This is true. I don't know where she gets all this wisdom from. Truth number 2, the woman you're becoming may not fit the expectations of the woman you used to be. I'll repeat that. Truth number 2, the woman you're becoming may not fit the expectations of the woman you used to be. And I'm going to read it one more time. The woman you're becoming may not fit the expectations of the woman you used to be. And sometimes we have expectations put on us we don't even know about. So how are you going to live up to something that you're not even aware of or even given an option? So that goes back to those boundaries that I've been sharing. When you set boundaries for yourself and people have expectations or boundaries that you're not responsible for their expectations that are not spoken or boundaries they put on you that you did not agree to. So just keep that in mind. Truth number 3, you're allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself. You're allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself. And to me, what that means is, maybe 20, 30 years ago, somebody bump you, you'd be ready for a jump off. You don't have no problem swinging and asking questions later. And some people that knew that about you back then, 20 years later, they're still looking like, she gonna jump off. She ready for the pop off. She ready to swing. And because they haven't grown and watch you grow into a better version of you, again, they're having an expectation put on you that you've moved past it and you don't have to live in somebody else's past. The only person that you need to grow from is your own versions of yourself and continue to be the better version of yourself. Hey, there's Vanessa. Hey, big sis. You're never late. You're right on time. Truth number 4, growth doesn't dishonor your past. It fulfills it. Growth doesn't dishonor your past. It fulfills it. So, which truth do you need to remind yourself of most right now? Jump off, just the future. Okay. So for me, truth number 2, the woman you're becoming may not fit the expectations of the woman I used to be. And for me, I think people had this thing, oh, she's quiet, she's meek, she's not going to say anything, she's a pushover, and they took my kindness for weakness. It's not a weakness. I'm getting better and better at making choices that better fit my life where I'm at now. Those things that used to hold me back then, they don't hold me back now. I speak my truth. My truth is not going to be your truth. Your truth may not be, the person you come in contact. Everyone's truth is different. But growing is a part of life. Growing as a woman, we're going to have all different phases of growth. And no one can tell you how that's supposed to look. So for you all, what truth stands out to you? Number 1 was growth makes people uncomfortable, sometimes even you. Truth number 2, the woman you're becoming may not fit the expectations of the woman you used to be. Truth number 3, you're allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself. Truth number 4, growth doesn't dishonor your past. It fulfills it. Anybody? Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Yes, Jules, the season that Tiffany has created is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see it in the stores. I'm excited for that. And Jules also said, ain't that the truth? No instructions at all. So it must be talking about for the kids when you're having babies. And then Harriet says, so true. The woman I was expected me to conform to others. So anybody, and I'll read it one more time. And if you don't, that's fine. Truth number 1. So becoming her, 4 truths to remember. Truth number 1, growth makes people uncomfortable, sometimes even you. Truth number 2, the woman you're becoming may not fit the expectations of the woman you used to be. Truth number 3, you're allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself. And truth number 4, growth doesn't dishonor your past, it fulfills it. And so I was asking, which truth do you need to remind yourself of? Remind yourself of most right now. So Jules says she needs to remind herself the woman you're becoming may not fit the expectations of the woman you used to be. And that's awesome. And as long as you know it and you just keep showing up for yourself, eventually everybody else will catch on, right? So awesome, awesome, awesome. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Mouth quiet on certain kids. Yep. Okay. So, and another book that I have mentioned, and what she said, simply because I let people slide with stuff, and I need to become a little more vocal on certain things and situations, if that makes sense. That makes plenty sense. Sometimes, again, speak less, be blessed. However, sometimes people take that, again, like I said, as a weakness, and it's not. You're choosing to allow people to show you who they are, and then you just respond accordingly. Sometimes, you may think you're letting it slide, but you're just making a conscious decision on how you're going to respond before doing that. And some people are going to get it and some people are not, but that's for them to understand. So, and then a quote that I heard, and I don't know who said it. I couldn't find the author of the quote, but it says, when you stop apologizing for changing, you make room for purpose. When you stop apologizing for changing, you make room for purpose. Hey, Shy, I didn't see her. I must have missed her. But I don't always see everybody that comes in the chat. But number 4, growth doesn't dishonor your past, it fulfills it. And that's a good one. Trying to because she doesn't have an option. Oh, sorry to hear that. Is she on YouTube or where is she at? Maybe we can help her for the next time. Having a hard time. Okay. But when you stop apologizing for changing, you make room for purpose. I love that quote. And I love it because that means you're not focused on things that are not important to you. And when you stop apologizing for growth, you're making all kinds of room. God's going to open up those doors for whatever it is that he's been trying to get you to see, or open the door for you to get into. So if you all want to write it down, I will put it in the chat. And if you want to put it up in your rooms, or add it to your journal, or anything like that, when you stop, if I can type tonight, apologizing. When you stop apologizing for changing, you make room for purpose. And I think as women, and especially if you're a nurturer or an empath or someone that's just really concerned about others, you apologize for everything, even things that you shouldn't apologize. Hey, Kathy, thank you for joining. You see, my son told me that he was proud of me today because he has seen me not letting other folks' opinions and comments make me upset. That's awesome, Harriet. And I know that can be challenging, but when you stop, they don't get no free space in your head. And that's exactly what they're doing when, especially, like my daddy used to say, never let them see you sweat. And what's that other book, or I can't remember who says it, but they say, don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. Um, and like you tell people all the time, if you don't bring value to my life, I'm not allowing you to upset me or change my you know, direct the course in which I'm going. Because it's easy to let people bother you, and. So, yep, Harriet, we talk about it all the time. So, yes, I do know firsthand that you've been working hard on that. And you have been doing a great job. And sometimes that means don't answer that phone, don't respond to that text or email, even with people at work. Sometimes you just have to step back, step away, and let them be who they're going to be and not allow them to draw you into their negativity or their foolishness or because Lord knows, I, our job isn't always easy to hold your tongue, but I think we do a pretty good job. And Tiffany says, Steve Harvey said, when you are asking God why he is taking you through deep or troubled waters, it's because your enemies can't swim. All I could say was amen and sheesh. And that's if you really break that down and you pay attention, again, when God, Steve Harvey, she said, when you are asking God why he is taking you through deep or troubled waters, it's because your enemies can't swim. So jump in that deep end, jump in that troubled water and let God go through, help you get through whatever it is you need to go through. Because I can guarantee you, those that are not supposed to be there, they're not going to come after you because, like you said, they can't swim to where you're at. And you may not be swimming and not realizing it. And God might be carrying you through that. He is carrying you through those moments. So thank you, Tiffany, for sharing that. That's awesome. I love that. I'm going to have to make sure that I keep that and add that to my journal. And if you all don't believe me when I tell you, okay, so yeah, I'm a little bougie, but this is where I keep all my notes for when I'm getting ready to do the live, notes when I'm getting ready, when something has, touched me, something I've heard, something that I need to calm down, think about, or when I go to do my meditation, my little LV book goes with me. And I write in it all the time. And that's not the only one. I have a different journal, depending on the day of the week. I have this one. Let's see. What else? I have this one. And this one says, kind words are like honey. Proverbs 18:24. This I got from my sissy Malika. So when I say that it's a good thing to write down things, I wish I could show you all my sticky notes. When I tell you, when I find something positive, I write it and I post it. I write it and I post it. What does God say? Without vision, we lack restraint, guardrails, boundaries, discipline. So we, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. He said, write it, make it plain. I'm writing it and it's plain. It's right here. Because if it wasn't for him, anybody that knows me, it took me a minute to get to this place to do a live. So Lord knows, Malika be like, Roxy, you on live? Nope. Tiffany's like, Mommy, you going live? Nope. Not doing it. Don't need to. That little squeaky voice of mine, or it depends on, how my thyroid wants to act that day. Not going live. But I prayed about it, and he put a vision in my spirit, And he said, you have a story to tell, stop keeping it to yourself. There's others out there who may have a story. It may not be the same story as yours, but as long as you open up something and a platform for them to speak in, and just come and know that others have the same, their walk may not be the exact same thing, but we all have a walk that we're on. So that was absolutely amazing. So drop in the chat if there's a favorite book that you're reading, that you would like others to read because it's helped you on your growth journey. That would be amazing. If you have a journal, please keep writing in it. I truly believe it cleanses your soul. But you don't have to believe me. Try it for yourself. So what part of you is growing the most right now? What part of you is growing the most right now? For me, the part that's growing the most is learning how to, and me and Shiloh had a conversation earlier, but just learning how everything it doesn't have to be a major thing. And, I want it to be clean this way. You want it to be clean that way. I want to pick this side. You want to pick this side. Those things are just not as important. And as long as God gives me the grace to get up every day, again, it's small stuff. And I'm not sweating the small stuff anymore. I'm just not. I'm going to do what I can do. And then that's where it ends for me. And Jules said, I always get stuck on what to write in a journal. I love journals, but I just don't know what to write. Sometimes you don't have to have a particular thing. Just write. Sit there, close your eyes, think about it. Whatever comes to mind. You could write in your journal, la-da-dee, la-dee-da, la-da-dee, la-dee-da. It could be a song that you've had on your spirit. It could be, Lord, if I eat one more boiled egg, I'm going to scream. Can you show me what else I can cook? Whatever it may be for you. There doesn't have to always have a real purpose behind your writing. It's just to get it from here to on paper so you see it and you can release it, or it can take you to that next level that you want to be taken to. It says, my heart, she's working on it. So Vanessa said, my heart, being patient with others, but setting boundaries. Amen. And then Tiff said, my heart, God has given me a new outlook on things and how my heart is so big that I have many avenues to demonstrate and spread my love. Love is kind, and so am I. Amen. And right, Vanessa, write what you feel. Absolutely. Successful women think differently. 9 habits to make you happier, healthier, and more resilient by Valerie Burton. So if everybody sees in the chat, Harriet put a book that she's recommending. And if you're not a reader, there's Audible. If you don't want to have books piled up in your house, there's Kindle. But the book is called, again, Successful Women Think Differently, 9 Habits to Make You Happier, Healthier, and More Resilient by Valerie Burton. So I think I'm going to add that to my list of what I will read next. My goal every year is to read a minimum of 12 books. So I'm on number 10. So I might be reading that sooner than later. And then I learned to journal from my teens at church camp. Truly just write nonsense until you start writing what you feel. That's from Auntie Shy. That's good advice, Shiloh. Good advice. Good advice. What old version of you are you ready to release? Now sometimes that's challenging because we don't want to admit there may have been another version. But what old version of you are you ready to release? Now, I'm going to be fully transparent. And I don't know when I think when it got worse was in, say, September 2017 when I started working on this project. I have truly, and I don't know that it's an old version, but I know that I need to bridle my tongue a lot better, especially some of those bad words that I used to have to pay Tiffany if she heard. I probably need to have my own jar, and because, ooh, Lord, and they say can't nobody make you do nothing, but I tell you, they bring you close to it. So that that's just I'm just being fully transparent. There's sometimes I just need to. I know my tongue can be sharp and quick witted, so I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on it. And Tiffany said the book she like is The Yes Girl, and she's saying she is learning how to say no. So, anybody else? What old version of you are you ready to release? And write that down too. So, Jules, that's something you could write. Like, if you don't want to share now, you could write it and go back to it later, and it may spark something in you to have a conversation with yourself. But journaling is for you. It's for you and cleansing and looking at how best works for you. If you like to draw, you could draw pictures. That's another form of therapy. A lot of people do art therapy. I know Tiffany is really good about teaching and showing and sharing that. And then Harriet said, I say some folk can help you down the path to be a better Christian or a better sinner. Ooh, Lord. Well, and you're absolutely correct. And I hope that most people will choose the first part, but sometimes you just don't know until you stop and take pause. Says, no, I'm saying that the old version of myself is being gotcha. I'm saying the old version of myself is being the yes girl. I know how to say no now. Gotcha. And then Jules saying, I don't mind sharing. Harriet says, I have learned that no is a complete sentence. Period. It absolutely is. I can't draw stick figures, maybe. That's okay too. Look, some of those stick figures are kind of cute, especially if that's what you want to draw. So there's nothing wrong with stick figures. Got to start somewhere, right? So, um, so who has inspired your growth? Is there anyone, anything that has inspired your growth and helped you along this journey? Tiffany says yes, she can. Don't let her fool you. Ah, Julie, you're trying to trick me, huh? I see. I'm going to have to come knock on your door when I come down there. Who has inspired your growth? Anybody? Anybody? And it could be someone that's no longer here. It could be someone who, you used to admire and they now have their wings. Um, it's quite a few people that Auntie Shaniqua, yeah, she's definitely a sweetheart, and I can see that. I can definitely see that. Um, like I always tell people, my dad is a big inspiration, and even though he's not here, I still try to think about what would he say or what would he do, or what would he share. So it's like instead of it's always going to be what would Jesus do, but on occasion I was like, what would Daddy say? So WWDS, and have my conversation with him, and he'll give me an answer. I don't know how to cook. My husband can cook. Oh well, hey. I wish my husband would cook, but that's a whole another story for another day. What's one belief you're choosing to live out now? What's one belief you're choosing to live out now? For me, one belief I'm choosing to live out now is I am enough. And I am worthy of the good things and those things that I'm striving and working towards. Amen, Vanessa. Vanessa says, letting God use me for his glory. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. Anyone else? Anyone else have someone that they want to share and that has inspired or does inspire them? And if you don't have anyone now, you can always, that's something you could journal, Jules. Seeking God first in all things. I'm here on earth to help others. And Harriet says, not everything that I do has to be perfect. Amen. And you know why, Harriet? I know you know why, because we're not perfect people. We were born into this thing called sin. So striving to be excellent is one thing versus striving to be perfect. There's only one perfect person that walked this earth. And we know that he watches over us every day. And Tiffany says, I have a long list, honestly, of people that influence and inspire me. Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with that, too. So you're saying you have so many, you can't write them all. Keep being great on purpose is my motto. Love it. Absolutely love it. So keep your comments coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. So, I also always give a challenge because that's what I do. Challenge. So the challenge this week is to write this sentence this week. I will, forget, what did I say? This week I will honor the woman I'm becoming by ... So you're going to write this sentence, hopefully, and if you feel so led, this week I will honor the woman I'm becoming by ... And that's by showing up for yourself. Reading that book, listening to that song, having your own little private concert. If it makes you feel good, then why not? If you like to sing, may not have a note in your spirit, but if you like to sing, who cares? That's what you're, honoring the woman you are by doing those things. And no one can tell you what you should or shouldn't do or anything else, right? So again, what do we say? If we write it down, you'll remember it. It'll stick. You'll continue to think about it. And Tiff says, I will honor the one I'm becoming by not snoozing on God. I'm not hitting the snooze on my alarm because he doesn't snooze on me. Ooh, boy. Now that's a whole word. I will honor the woman I'm becoming by not snoozing on God. I'm not hitting the snooze on my alarms because he doesn't snooze on me. Okay, well, I think that's the end of the session today. Thank you very much, Tiffany. You've just poked me in between my eyes. But you're right. He doesn't snooze on us. So, amen. Amen, amen, amen. Yeah, that's a big challenge for me here lately is hitting that snooze. Goes off at 4:30. I get up at 5:30. But I'm working on it. So, anyone else? So just to recap, today we were talking about becoming her, giving yourself permission to grow. You're not starting over, you're becoming more. Growth doesn't dishonor your past, it fulfills your purpose. And then we talked about becoming her, 4 truths to remember. Truth number 1, growth makes people uncomfortable, sometimes even you. Truth number 2, the woman you're becoming may not fit the expectations of the woman you used to be. Truth number 3, you're allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself. And truth number 4, growth doesn't dishonor your past, it fulfills it. And then I asked, which truth do you need to remind yourself of most right now? So just keep those truths in the forefront as you go about your week and into the weekend. T says amen. And because goodness, I have the revelation on Monday. Ah, nice. You had that revelation on Monday. Cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So a few things before I let you all go. Send you which part? The quote, Vanessa, about I will honor the woman by not snoozing? Is that what you're asking for? I will honor the woman I am becoming by not trying to hide or be ashamed of past trauma. Amen, Harriet. I love that. I love that. Absolutely love it. So a few people have asked about, the truths. Okay, I'll send them to you. A few people have asked about being able to possibly be on Zoom or be on StreamYard together so we can see each other and hear each other's voices and things of that nature. So my awesome, amazing other sister friend, Kathy, is gonna, I asked her about it, and so I'm gonna reach out to her again to kind of help me navigate that so that those that aren't able to get on Zoom, they can still be able to see it on YouTube. I know there's the option to have people join in on StreamYard, so I just need to see how that works and if there's a limit and things like that. So that's gonna be coming down pipe. And I've also had suggestion about a book club, and it's nothing overly complicated or anything like that. It's more of to suggest books that have resonated with you. And then if you want to read it, you're fine. If you want to give a quote or something that stood out to you from that book, then we can do that. And then I'm working on something also that I want to be able to share. So be on the lookout for that soon. And I also welcome if there's anything you all want to have a conversation about. Again, this is all about women of every season come to rediscover their purpose, their hope, and the courage to keep becoming. So it's all about the positivity of things. This is, like I said, episode 7. I'm so excited that you all have been here showing up and celebrating it with me. For the 10th episode, probably bring your wine glass fill it with water or soda, whatever you want to put in it. Yes, I think you should use glass from time to time, and just celebrate us going live, me going live for that episode and doing something special. So again, if you weren't on earlier, the song that I recommended was Andra Day, I think is how you pronounce her name, and it's called Rise Up. You can bring apple juice too, Tiffany. Just bring it, Rise Up. I think it's an amazing song. It's one of the songs that I listen to regularly, especially before I come on our live. I wish that I could play it, but YouTube keeps acting goofy. So I don't want to I think it cuts off some of the conversation, and I don't want to do that. But yep, man, it's an awesome song. I absolutely love it. So if anyone has any other comments they want to share before we close, feel free. I'll be on here for a minute or two afterwards. And I truly appreciate the conversation and everyone engaging. I would love it if you invite other people. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I do plan to put other things out there eventually. But right now, this is my baby, and it's enough for me to do. So I love each and every one of you. I pray that you have an amazing rest of your week and into the weekend. If you're going and hanging out, be safe in your travels. And I love you all. And thank you very, very much. And have a blessed evening. Mwah. Love you too.